What's up, YouTube? How's it going? I'm back again for another random video. I'm going to be talking to you guys about my pet peeves. Now, I wrote down a bunch of pet peeves that I have, but I really shouldn't be writing them down because I should know myself better than anybody else. So I'm going to list my pet peeves and tell you guys without scrolling through my phone or writing anything down, because that just doesn't look professional. And it looks like I had to think about that to see if I really got bothered by it. But the things that really bother me are like messy people, obnoxious people, arrogant people. I'm an only child, raised by just my mom. My parents split when I was a kid. You know, I'm an only child. You might think I'm a mama's boy, which I'm not at all. Or I was spoiled, which I wasn't, because I grew up very poor. My mom didn't work. And everything I have to show in my life are things that I've worked for. But growing up, I've made lots of friends. I got along with a lot of different people. The dirty group, the emo group, the rich and snobby group. You know, I've been invited out to parties all over. Because it's not based on how they are, or what you look like, or who you are, black, white, green, red, yellow, whatever. You know, I wasn't raised like that. You know, if we got along and we connected, I'm going to hang with you. But there's lots of things in life that I just can't stand. I'm going to tell you. I can't stand people that chew with their mouth open, okay? I absolutely fucking cannot stand that. You know, there's a condition, whatever it's called, something, whatever, punch you in the face if you do that around me. No. Or they slurp their milk. Man, when my daughter does that, even though she's only 4, I lose my shit. I freak out. Not like fucking retarded, but I get pissed. You know, close your mouth and you eat. You know, my mom always told me that. When you chew gum, close your mouth. No one needs to see your teeth. No one needs to see your gum. I don't know. I don't know if it was just passed on because my mom was like that or whatnot, but can't stand people that chew with their mouth open. Can't stand people that smoke around me. I used to smoke. I'll tell you this now. I smoked for about 2 years. I used to inhale cigars, and that's how I started getting addicted. Dumb. My ex-girlfriend, my very first girlfriend, told me to have some cigarettes and lighten up and drink your whiskey. And I said, okay, cool. And then she said, we gotta inhale it when you smoke it, dummy, duh. So I started getting body buzzes off of it, and boom, I was fucking hooked. Little did I know how addictive they were, and after about 2 years of quitting, 2 or 3 years, I lit up someone's cigarette. And you're not supposed to inhale the first smoke, but I tasted it on my tongue, and oh fuck, I want another cigarette, man. It's really hard to quit. I chewed bubble gum. I got Hubba Bubba at Christmas time in 2007. And I chewed that for about a week and a half straight. I was up like almost every night. And that's only 2 years of smoking. I can't imagine someone smoking for like 10 years. It was hard to sleep. I had a big asthma attack. I couldn't do it. I always kept thinking about cigarette. Oh, 11 o'clock, I'll have a smoke. You know, all my friends were like, oh, man, come on, have a smoke, blah, blah, blah. I quit, dude. I kept one cigarette and that was it, you know. I'm a cheap person. I was buying the bag smokes. My mom's boyfriend said, you're going to smoke the good shit because that stuff's going to kill you 10 times quicker. And, I like to drink beer and smoking, I don't want to die twice as quick. But, yeah, I don't like people that smoke around me because the smell of it and all that stuff when they first light up, it's like a vanilla smell. For those of you that haven't smoked before, or you're trying to quit weed and you smell weed, you want it, right? So, even though they say weed's not an addictive drug, you get that first smell of weed or that first hit of weed and you want to keep going, or, cocaine, whatever. I've only ever smoked weed, but I'm just saying. Weed is like the bottom drug. If you if you do all those other drugs, and you're around people that do it, you're going to want to do it, right? So, I don't like people that smoke around me or talk to me and blow smoke in my face. That really pisses me off. Are people that I've offered rides, beer, money, bought stuff, and then I go to hang out with them, and they're the cheapest fucking assholes in the world, and they'll sit there and drink a beer. Luckily that hasn't happened too much in my lifetime, but I'm just saying. for those out there. Some people that will never see this video, they know who they are though. Some friends. You know, you get a vehicle, you drive them around for a very long time, and then they suddenly fucking ignore you when you want a cab ride, or cab ride to them, which means you pay them when you've offered free rides before. Yes, I am a cheap person. I don't know if that's because I grew up poor. I'm an only child, so I like everything for myself, and I'm very good with money. But, you know, if someone does something nice for me, I'm going to return the favor. And if someone doesn't return the favor to me, fuck you, you'll never get another favor from me again. That's just how I work. I'm not going to beg you for my $20, $30, $40, $50 back. I'm just going to totally fucking ever forget you existed, or say, hey, we're good friends, you owe me. And if not, then you don't get another dollar out of me, right? So that is that. I don't like people that mooch. When I used to smoke, like I said, people that always came to me and mooch. You know, you can't afford your own habit, don't do it, okay? Because when I smoked cigarettes when I was 16, 17, and I had to get my own hookups for people to buy me smokes because my mom was against it, so. And she was against me drinking, so, oh, can you do this, can you do that? You know? No. You know, when I turned 19, I had family members and friends asking me to buy them booze, and I said no. Because I had to do my own hustle, okay? I had to get my own hookups. And after growing up and realizing that, you know, it's wrong to support someone else's underage drinking and smoking, so I said no. Because 3 or 4 years later, after still doing it, you realize the impact that it has, right? So, totally against people that mooch. Not a fan of that. But then again, so are a lot of other people. They don't like people that mooch. I've worked very hard in my life, and you know, I don't mind lending a helping hand, but like I said, I don't like people that mooch. Another pet peeve I have are bad drivers. Now, not to say that I'm the best driver. I do have my DZ, but there's a lot of people I've driven with, and I know personally that they think they're good drivers, and they're fucking shit drivers. Okay? Just because you turn a lane without signaling does not make you a shitty driver, or you accidentally cut somebody off. You know, the guy in front of you might think, well, fuck, you cut me off. But it doesn't necessarily mean you did it on purpose, you know? Some people react later than others, or they realize at the last second, fuck, I gotta go. And that's why you see those people that could have went, but they didn't, you know what I mean? It's just different reaction times, and reaction times make you a good driver. You gotta be able to react quick. You gotta be able to understand your surroundings, you know? You don't want to cut a turn too sharp, take down a light pole. Excuse me. Also, when you turn a corner, you have to pay attention to the front of your nose so you don't hit the guy in front of you, or you have to stop during your turn. But you never thought of that while driving a car. No, because you're not fucking 40, 50 feet long. You don't have to do stuff like that. Like I wrote on my Facebook, I think everybody that has a driver's license shouldn't have to drive a transport or a straight truck or a bigger vehicle to understand how hard it is to drive, or even a truck with a trailer. You know, a truck with a trailer is not too bad. It's about 35 feet. Some of them go up to, you know, some of the trailers are like almost 40 feet long. So, plus your truck is about, what, 15 feet? You know, people should have to drive the bigger vehicles. It's a lot harder to back up, reverse. You gotta take your time, okay? As I'm driving the straight truck and I gotta back up into a complex and you see a guy itching forward as I'm trying to reverse in, well, you're giving me less and less room, dude. Like, I'm gonna fucking flip you off, okay? Like, that's just stupid. But a lot of people don't realize how much harder it is to drive those vehicles. They think, oh, they're slow fucking big moving pieces of rock that just take up the road. Well, motherfucker, I'm doing my job, you're doing your job. I'm clearly there for a reason, or else I wouldn't be driving this fucking truck. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, you think I picked the size of this vehicle just to cut you off? Like, dude, get the fuck out of my blind spot, okay? Because a transport needs you at least, like, fucking 20 feet back to see your ass. You know, they can slam on the brakes, change lanes. You might be creeping up in their fucking blind spot, or right beside them where they can't even barely see your ass, or they have to use their little small blind mirror. And then boom, run your ass off the road and you're like, ah! You know what I mean? Drive those vehicles for a fucking day. You'll have big time respect. And you see all these little cars, well, if you can see them, in your mirrors, trying to get around you, cut you off, you know what I mean? We can only go so quick. And we try to stay to the right as best that we can. There's a lot of bad drivers out there. A lot of them are getting aggressive and cocky. But, you know, we all have to work together because we all have to share the road. It's not a right, it's a privilege. So please respect all drivers on the road, and give common courtesy. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to think what other pet peeves I have. I'm a neat freak. I have OCD. I like people that are clean, tidy, smell good. I have a girlfriend for like 5 years. So back when I was dating a long time ago, before my kids, I wasn't a fan of bad breath. I don't know what your pet peeves are on that, but man, bad breath, crooked teeth. If the chick didn't know how to wear the proper perfume, you could be gorgeous as fuck, but if I'm getting out to make out with you, your teeth are green or black, holy fuck, no. And you'll ask them, oh, excuse me. You'll say, are you a smoker? Yep. And I'll be like, I'm done. Oh, you have kids? I'm done. But this was back before I had kids, so pick and choose wisely, right? That was one of my pet peeves before I had kids. Still kind of is my pet peeve if I ever got into the dating scene again. I don't want to date anyone that has kids. I got my own children. I don't need to take care of yours on top of that. And then you milk me for child support. I'm sorry, that's not being ignorant. That's just stating facts. But a lot of guys that do that, I have total respect for them. That's totally up to you. This is just my personal preference. I will not be dating women with children. That's just, I don't know if that's a pet peeve. That's just a preference. You know what I mean? Like, but before I had kids, I still would not be dating women with children. They have their children come first. Things change. That's not trying to sound rude, but you want to go on a date, you want to go do something. Well, you gotta step aside. If you don't have kids, they're their number one priority, and you think, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I've been dating all the way through high school. You think your boyfriend would be the number one thing in your mind? Blah blah blah. But it's not. And they tend to be less clean because they're busy all the time. I've dated a couple chicks. I've been with some chicks that had kids, and their houses were extremely clean. And I was like, what the fuck you do all day? Well, they don't work, they take care of the kids, they got nothing to do but clean, right? So, what was that? Someone knocking at my door. So, I'm an OCD freak. So, basic OCD. So, being clean is nice. You know what I mean? Just basic stuff. Just stay clean. I don't want to make this video too long, but another pet peeve I have. I talked about OCD. Shit. I'm having a fucking brain fart here. OCD. Driving. People have their shit together. That's just on par. That's just a huge pet peeve. I could do this, I could do that. And they just don't do it. Oh, sorry for yawning. When I get tired and talk, I just don't fucking stop yawning. It's weird. Hairy chicks, smelly chicks. But that's just dating preferences. That's not really so much of a pet peeve. Chicks that play video games, that's kind of cool. Backseat drivers. People that have no respect for their neighbors. Quiet, shy people. That's just little things. Pet peeve. Like, that's just little things I don't like. I could tell from the first 2 minutes if I'm gonna like you or not. You do for me, I do for you. That's how I roll. You don't do for me, you don't help me. I'm not gonna help you out. Sorry. Ditzy chicks. Chicks that have basic intelligence, like all book and no street smarts. Chicks that do want to help work on cars, or at least try. Like, you go to do something, you play a game, you watch a movie. Chicks that aren't interested in you. Ditzy people. That's just me being picky, but you work on your car and then there's like, oh fuck, how do I change a brake? And you're thinking, are you that retarded? Like, are you that ditzy? Or did I lock my door? That's just my personal preference. But I'm gonna cut this video because it's dragging out. So if you like this video, like and subscribe for more random YouTube videos. And I'll see you later.
Batman.